Cupcake half full. First person point of view. I am Anon, Pinkie Pie's underling. I happened to show up as the cakes were thinking about retiring, and none of the free locals had a baking cutie mark. Now, of course, I don't either, but Pinkie took one look at my gut and correctly assumed that I could bake. For some reason, Pinkie was a little worried the first few days I was at the register, but I do mental math well enough to handle the calculations. It helps that there is only one coin in the equestrian currency system, so making change is not really an issue. The ponies themselves are perfectly friendly, some more than others. Caramel comes by at the end of my shift.
Hey Anon, wanna go get some drinks?
I shrug and hang up my apron. Sure, why not? I've been trying to lose some weight, but it's the weekend, and I'll only get a drink, or two. Caramel claps his hooves together excitedly and practically drags me to the swan dive. I look around and notice an awful lot of Pegasi milling around with drinks in their wings. Caramel doesn't seem bothered and leads me straight to the bar. The two of us sit on the stools, Caramel only half sitting, extending his other hind leg to his side. The bartender has a dark gray coat and a light yellow mane draped over her shoulder, tied in a knot and wedged in a shot glass. She then smiles at Caramel and glances at me.
So, what would you like? It's Lord's night, so it's on the house.
Caramel rubs his chin.
I'll have a blueberry bop. What about you, Anon?
I skim the chalkboard, but there are simply too many unfamiliar choices. I shrug helplessly. Do you have a root beer? A sassafras? The bartender nods with a smile.
One bop and frass? Got it.
It's kind of interesting, watching her mix Caramel's drink with her wings and forehooves juggling bottles and lids around. She finishes with a flourish, sliding an oblong glass of blue liquid to Caramel. She then grabs a mug and fills it from a soda fountain. When I get my drink, there's a decent amount of foam and I take a sip. That's an odd flavor, a little richer than the store-bought root beer from back home, but Caramel is barely paying attention to his drink, scanning the room with half-lidded eyes. So what is Lord's Night? Some sort of holiday? Caramel glances at me with a smile.
You could say that. Once a week, stallions drink for free at bars, and that brings in the mares, so it's a win-win.
I blink. Oh, so like Ladies' Night. Actually, why isn't it Ladies' Night? I would expect there to be more guys champing at the bit, or no pun intended, to try and pick up a girl. Caramel fully turns to look at me with a bemused expression.
What are you talking about? Even if the ratio was equal, no stallion worth a salt should need to pick up a mare. That's their job.
I think back. Are there really more mares than stallions? I think my customers were pretty evenly split, but then again, out in the marketplace. I never really noticed. Caramel frowns.
Well, surely you've had mares hitting on you before.
I scratch my chin. Maybe. Pretty much everyone says I'm a sweet guy, so I don't think that counts as getting hit on. Caramel takes a gulp of his drink.
Well, it's not important. Just, if I bang on the bar twice while a mare's talking to me, bail me out, okay?
I raise my eyebrows, but not anyways. As the night goes on, the occasional mare will drop by and chat with Caramel for a few minutes. Maybe even offer to buy him a drink. I'm kind of amazed I never noticed it before. The way mares act around him. Flirtatious, smiling, eyes wandering. After a few approaches though, I do get an inkling as to why I never picked up on it. Most mares barely glance at me, unless Caramel mentions me by name. But I'm not particularly surprised, to be honest. I still have that gut, after all, and I never really thought of myself as handsome. I nurse my drink some more, keeping Caramel in my peripheral out of a sense of duty.
Hey, you new in town?
I turn to find a blue-violet Pegasus mare with a long-tail mane, wearing a pink bow. I smile politely. I've been here a few months, working down a Sugar Cube corner. My name's Anon. She then smiles back.
I'm Flutter. Nice to meet you. So, how do you like Ponyville so far?
I shrug. It's pretty nice. Everybody's pretty friendly, the pay is good. I can't complain. Flutter nods.
Things have really settled down recently. There used to be a monster attack or something every 6 months to a whole year.
I raise my eyebrows. Sounds exciting. She wiggles her wings.
After the first few times, it just gets tedious to wait while the elements take care of it.
I nod, having heard of them in passing. It's kind of hard not to when a substantial amount of Ponyville is a tourist trap for fans of the elements. I glance at Flitter's cutie mark. 3 dragonflies. Entomologist, perhaps? So, what do you do for a living? Flitter preens a little.
The Ponyville weather team, along with my sister. She's the one talking to your friend over there.
I look, and sure enough, Caramel is laughing with a mare of the same coat color, though her mane is light blue and spiky. The mare waggles her wings at Flitter, who frowns faintly. Flitter turns back to me and scoots a little closer. She smiles at me in a way that doesn't reach her eyes.
You know, you're a really sweet guy. Maybe we could talk more in private?
It takes me a moment to realize what's going on. I feel my face grow warm and my heart quickens. I try to play it cool. Sure, your place or mine? Flitter raises an eyebrow.
Can he walk on clouds?
I blush. Oh, no, right, my place it is. She giggles. I stand up and glance at Caramel. It seems he was waiting for this, because he immediately hops off of his stool and Flitter's sister puts a wing around him as the four of us make for the door. The night air is cool and I relax, no longer hearing the murmur of the bar. Caramel leans against his date and winks at me as they head towards his house. I swallow and glance down at Flitter. I'm this way. As I walk towards my apartment, Flitter walks about 2 or 3 feet to my side, and she's not looking at me at all. My heart sinks. Playing wingmare? Flitter stops and looks at me, a blank expression on her face. I stop too, my shoulders limping. Look, it's okay. I get it. I think Caramel was holding out for something like that for me. The Pegasus mare frowns.
Anon, I
wait, but she doesn't know what to say. I rub my neck. Let's just end it here. It was nice meeting you, Flitter. She relaxes a little and gives me a small, sincere smile.
You too, Anon. You're a sweet guy. I'm sure that there's a mirror for you out there.
With that, she takes off into the night sky, and I amble on home. The next morning, I open up Sugar Cube Corner. Pinkie Pie takes one look at me and zips in and out of the kitchen. I end up with a chocolate cupcake in my hands, a smiley face drawn in icing on top. I give her a wry smile. I'm trying to lose weight, you know. She tuts.
That's a special cupcake. It goes to your heart instead of your stomach. No calories.
I laugh at the nonsense. We should make all of our sweets like that. Pinkie shakes her head vigorously.
Nuh-uh. It's only for friends and family when they need it. Otherwise it wouldn't be special.
I nod seriously. Well, I can't argue with that. I take a bite, and I have to give the mare her due. She makes a good cupcake. Caramel comes waltzing during the slow time, grinning from ear to ear. I keep wiping the tables as he approaches.
That was some night, huh, Anon?
I shrug. Had fun with Flitter, sister. Caramel licked his lips.
Oh, you don't know the half of it. Pegasi have the best tufts for burying your face in and just letting your instincts take over. And Cloud Chaser? Oh, she knew what she was doing. She edged me so good until I came so hard, I couldn't see for an entire hour afterwards. She's definitely going in my little black book. So, how about you? Did Flitter take care of you alright?
I shrug. It didn't work out. Caramel blinks.
What, she couldn't get it wet or got called on an emergency? What happened?
I decided to play a little trick on him. Well, when I got undressed, she was looking rather pale. Caramel leans forward, a worried expression on his face. And when I got hard, she took one look and threw up all over the floor. Caramel gasps. Pinkie Pie drops from the ceiling, and I frown sadly. And then she said that she only went along with me so that Cloud Chaser could have a chance with you. Caramel drops his head onto the table and moans.
I'm so sorry, Anon. I never thought it would end like that.
Pinkie is chanting to the elder gods, a dread gleam in her eye. I laugh. I'm just joking, you two. After we left the bar, we talked a little more and decided to part ways. No harm, no foul. Pinkie gives me a flat look.
That special cupcake. Straight to your hips.
I roll my eyes. Oh, right, as if it was going anywhere else. Pinkie giggles and bounces away. Caramel doesn't raise his head, his ears pinned back in shame.
I really am sorry, Anon. Flitter's a good mare. I thought that she would treat you right.
I sigh. She's alright. I'm not romantic enough to save myself for the perfect mare, but I would like my first time to occur because of mutual attraction. Caramel pales.
Wait, hold on. You're a virgin?
I raised an eyebrow. Yeah. He mumbles.
Well, I thought a chained filly with his own kind would, you know.
I snort. Turns out I'm just as attractive back home as I am here. Caramel groans.
Oh, I'm a terrible friend, trying to make you lose your virginity in a bar.
I pat him on the withers. Well, yeah, that wasn't great, but at least you were trying to be a good friend. I can appreciate that much. He wraps me in a tight hug. I can't help but smile at the genuine warmth. I hug him back for a few minutes, then pat him on the back. He lets go and looks up at me.
Will you be alright?
I nod. I'll be fine, thanks. Now, if you'll excuse me, I should get back to work. Pinkie Pie calls out.
Oh, you can have an hour paid break if you kiss.
Caramel scrunches, and I roll my eyes. Not happening.
Oh, at least a day off if you tenderly hold hooves in the window booth.
Caramel isn't any happier with the second offer, and he frowns at me.
She may be in elements, but you don't have to take that kind of harassment.
I wave my hand dismissively. It's all in good fun. Pinkie Pie grins, then disappears into the kitchen. Caramel just shakes his head.
Suit yourself. Let me make it up to you. I'll take you on the spa on Sunday.
I nod in acceptance. It does sound nice. I'll see you tomorrow.
Until then, good luck and slap Pinkie for me.
I laugh and see him to the door. I get back to work, a smile on my face and in my heart. Of all the ponies in Equestria, I never would expect or think of Caramel just banging around. Now, I'm not the type of guy that would go in bars and just find random chicks because it's just, number one, I'm too young, and number two, it's just not my style. Regardless, this story was an absolute ball to read. I absolutely loved it. Now let's get on to our stylish donators. Top donators: Dash of Evergreen, Peter Coulthard, J Tin Man, Darkside, and Ponyman. CourierCruz CI, Strix, Zar630, Delta Omega, Runescythe 9852, Dospo, Rhiny Dragonwolf, Hunter Norman, Austin Roland, Secret Moon, Tall Rasha, The Toilet Snake, Sword Brother and Mordred, Cerberus, Goulash Eating Hazar, Ronin Wandering, Enderai 63, Random Person Man Guy, Easy, Starlight Glimmer, Squiddy Boy, David D. Sanchez, Soul Dragon, Gaggy, Trey, Shadow Drake, Joe Piercy, Alex F., Rainbow Dash, Teal K. Anderson, TV Killer, John Becker, Leon Reynolds, Raven Speedster, Zach Rakow, Mr. ECU, Leslie Prickett, Edgar Garcia, and One Kingdom 1. Thank you all very much for watching this video. Live life to the fullest, and if you don't have one already, go find yourself a nice romantic partner.